Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Hello to everybody in the chat and the members. Great to see you. Big thank you to the mods today. Dip Me in Glitters here, and Nancy and Mama Opal. I appreciate your help so much. Everybody, welcome. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult, where we talk about the Scientology news. It has the internet buzzing. We touch on my story, leaving with 3 generations in my own family, and I do other content throughout the week. So when you hit that subscribe button, please be sure to hit the notification bell so that you get notifications, hopefully, when I go live. And you guys know the drill. Everybody who is already here, if you would just go in an orderly motion towards that like button and give it some aloha, I would absolutely appreciate that. We have a lot of stuff to cover today. We've got Real Housewives of New York, Rebecca Minkoff, who's filming with the Real Housewives. Text messages her father, Dr. David Minkoff, sent to Scientologist Whitney Mills are now out. We're going to talk about that. We're going to touch on some protest news. We're going to see some very disturbing living conditions over in the UK of where Scientologists are living. We're going to get an update, do a little, see what Jenna Miscavige is doing with her question and answer series, and so much more. So if you have questions, put question in all caps and have your question follow, and that'll help us keep more track of those questions so we can answer as many of them as we can. I hope everybody's good. I'm good. I got almost a decent amount of sleep. I came so close, but still, it was good. Had a great time yesterday. I actually met Cricket Chow-Yun Smut here on YouTube. She lives here in Minnesota, and we were able to meet up, and that was a lot of fun. In fact, it was funny because she was on her way over in a lift, and she, wanted to maybe bring something to, eat, some goodies, especially some pastries. And I have loved the like Jenna's cookies and all the other goodies people have brought over, but I needed to cut myself off because it's just, for me, the inflammation, the joint pain, and the pressure on my knees, because I've gained some weight from eating those things. So I'm like, no, I need to lose the weight and be able to fit my underwear again, or at least that's what I thought I said. What I actually texted her was, I need to drop the weight and my underwear again. I might have been voice texting. I don't know. This whole, like I've been telling you guys, I feel like there's like massive brain fog and different things happening, and that is okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome from Maryland's channel. Thank you so much for the room raid. Aloha. Welcome, everybody. Great to see you here. All right, everybody, let's jump into this. Let's kick it off with a little funny, because over in Clearwater, Dusty Soda Dispenser and Feral Cheryl on the Loose went on what they called a Squirrelly Cultwater boat tour, where, if you guys follow Feral Cheryl, you know that she has anointed herself as what is the word she uses for herself? And Feral Cheryl, if you're here, you tell me. But she can do these blessings on behalf of Errantology. It's absolutely hilarious. But they were out on the water, and it's a beautiful look to it. Clearwater there. Take a look.
You, ass hat. Oh, it's lovely.
To your blessing.
Arrow. They are now blessed. They may go on with their day.
That's funny. And Feral Cheryl says, I am the high priestess of Aaronite and good vibes. Oh, that just cracks me up so much. All right, let's go over to something a little bit more serious and a bit more sinister. Sins of Scientology here on YouTube. Once again, hit it out of the park. Their most recent episode that just dropped is about Lisa McPherson. People, there are things I didn't know about Lisa McPherson. We hear so much about the final 2 weeks of her life, but Sins of Scientology does a deep dive into her actual life prior to that and how it led to what happened. and it brings a lot of insight. I'm going to play just a little bit of clip from the beginning, but you guys, you're going to want to check it out.
The following content contains sensitive material that may be disturbing or triggering to...
Hold on, I'm just going to skip a little ahead.
Welcome to another gripping episode of The Sins of Scientology. My name is Sandy McKenna, and along with my co-host Abraham Ulrich, we unravel the haunting and tragic tale of Lisa McPherson, a woman whose life began in the seemingly serene suburbs of Dallas, but took a dark and unexpected turn. Lisa's story unfolds in what appears to be a typical middle-class household, but in truth, her childhood was anything but typical. Tragic events cast long, ominous shadows over Lisa's early years, setting the stage for a life steeped in sorrow and searching. Despite her personal demons, Lisa embarked on a promising career, and then her path crossed with Scientology.
Oh, it's so good. You guys got to check it out. Like I said, there's so much great information about her life leading up to what happened in Clearwater. Oh, it's so good. I'm just loving it. I'm loving what they're doing. All right, let's go take a look now over in Denmark, Scientology up north. We've been covering them a lot, sharing a lot of clips because they're just doing great things out there. They've been dealing with a few things that's been going on. And they've done an amazing job at letting people know, and Sea Org members too, that there's help that's available if they want to leave Scientology. They have little cards that they've been handing out where people could call or check out the information later. Just doing a great job. And of course, Scientology doesn't like that. Let's check in with them.
He took their ads and replaced them with our cards, and
that's right. Scientology was putting up propaganda posters and stuff, I guess, and they went around and replaced them with cards letting people know how they can leave Scientology.
That was enough for them to call the police. So basically, basically the police came over, and first they were like saying something like, what have we agreed before about being over here or something? And I said, well, we haven't made any kind of agreement because we're sitting on a bench in public area. But apparently that the fact that he went to take the flyers and replace them with our cards was crossing the line, apparently. So the police just told us that they are working on a case to make like a restraining order for us. So that's basically the status right now.
And I'm sure they'll keep us posted. Head over there, make sure you give them a subscribe. They're just doing great content. And also Ron Hub Cult, who goes and they go ahead and they protest together, also creates content sharing his story. It's just, I'm so glad that they're out there doing that. And it's a different beast in Denmark. The rules are different about what you can video and what you can show and all those things. But it's neat to see this just taking hold, not just across the country here in the United States, but truly across the world. Now let's head over. Speaking of across the world, oh my gosh, you guys, did you see the images in Manchester? Apparently they bought a building, had a building. This is Scientology for their ideal organization. And in usual Scientology style, they just sat on it. But it's dilapidated. It doesn't seem like anyone should be living there. But guess what? Someone living there. And Apostate Alex shares his video talks about how the housing authority is actually now going to investigate this, which is absolutely amazing. But wait until you see these images of these living conditions there in this building that's supposed to become an ideal organization for Scientology. There are Scientology staff members or I don't know how many, who are living there in just the most disgusting conditions. And I'm glad that the housing authorities out there are going to be taking a closer look. So let's take a look at this.
This is a bed with moldy bed sheets. There's clothes on the floor there. This is the kitchen area where you can see there's a new oven, a new kettle, the clean crockery and stuff on the side. There's a bathroom here with a nice new bottle of shampoo. There's some body wash here and there, and there's some hand gel there. So it's very clear the building is occupied by at least one staff member. It's also in a dire state of disrepair. These are some of the pictures also submitted that show a collapsed ceiling in one of the rooms that Scientology described as inaccessible. You can see there's plaster hanging off the walls and paint stripping from the walls and the ceilings. There's loose air ducts and electrical fittings, as you can see here. And also in this picture, the building is clearly unsafe. This is a bed with moldy bed sheets. There's clothes on the floor there.
Oh, it's just so gross. So fortunately now, being that it has now been brought to the attention multiple times to the housing authority there in Manchester, they are going to investigate and look into this. So I cannot wait to hear what happens as a result of that. Neuropsych, I agree. That mold looked bad. That is incredibly dangerous for humans to be breathing that in, and it can cause all kinds of issues for people. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely gross. Let's see. Sarah says, would anyone living there not be able to wash their bedding? They are not unhoused. To me, it looked like this meant they were not now sleeping there rather than that they were. No, I think they're sleeping there. You know, the body wash, the clean cookware, things like that. I think that they definitely are. It is something. Let's see. A question here from Sharon. Why don't we ever have discussions about the need for ex-Scientology men and all men who have trauma to have therapy? That's a great, send a clip if there's something, or a creator who's already talking about or creating it, or mention it more in some chats. If you have a specific maybe situation you're familiar with that you think would be a great topic, you can always email me too, Natalie@lifeaftercult.com. There are so many conversations to be had, and we have not had all of them yet. So stay tuned. But that is a great idea. Thank you. All right, let's take a look now at, let's go over to Dodge Landesman, who was covering the Josiah versus Patrick Perry, the dog dude. It has been a busy week with Scientology, and he had some very interesting tidbits about this to share.
Another interesting facet of Moxon is that he is involved, he is named by Leah Remini in the defamation case, because Moxon, there was a case where a Scientology security person got nicked by somebody in a car that wasn't associated with Scientology. That Scientology security person got nicked, and Moxon said, well, dude, we'll whittle down the charge if you just simply say you've been watching the aftermath and that you were inspired to violence by this evil, hateful, bigoted show. That offer was not taken, but Moxon is the guy who is identified as pretty much obviously tampering with a witness and tampering with law.
Kendrick Moxon is like one of the main attorneys for Scientology, has been for a long time. His own daughter lost her life as the Sea Org member, which in an incident that was covered up and purported to be an accident that in reality, and I believe it was, I think it was on, was it Claire Headley? I forgot who originally shared the story about this and what happened and how Scientology and the Sea Organization covered up the death of his daughter and what was going on at the time that would cause her to not just want to unalive herself, but do it in a really disturbing way as well. So here he is now still continuing to defend Scientology, in the Lisa McPherson case and so many others. What is he doing with Patrick Perry? What is he involved with? This just like, what? So supposedly Patrick Perry, who is the guy with the dog that attacked Aaron back when Aaron from growing up in Scientology was in Los Angeles, and then Aaron went to jail. And there was an incident with Josiah, and then Josiah's been being charged with this whole Patrick Perry thing. And it's being said by Scientology, well, Patrick Perry has nothing to do with Scientology. They keep saying this. Yet Patrick Perry is spotted outside the Scientology building all the time, not just walking by with his dog, that too, but just like hanging out, just chilling over there. And now here's Moxon, who's one of the main attorneys for Scientology, now representing him. It's just so obvious. That it's Scientology. I mean, it's just nuts. Yep, Dodge is a great reporter. I loved watching his information there, and I'm glad that he's there and that he's sharing about this as well. I really am. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Now let's go take a look at growing up in Scientology. Scientology Audit Streets LA was on Aaron's channel doing an interview sharing about his recent win for him and DOA in the whole restraining order Francois Coster La Poubelle thing, which is like now totally turned on its head. And she now is going to have to pay their legal bills. But let's take a look. Let me get this pulled up and let's see what they were saying.
Well, we also found out another thing they objected to, but the judge forced them to answer. My lawyer asked, have you counseled anyone else on getting a restraining order against me? And he admitted yes. We don't know who. Francois, maybe Patrick Perry, possibility. Patrick Perry, I saw him a few days ago hanging out in front of the Scientology building. I walked a full block and it's closed, but he's hanging out there in front of it. Interesting.
It is interesting.
It is. There's so much there. There's so much there. Link down below to all the videos that I'm giving you just a little taste of. You can go down later, click on them, watch them in their entirety, and just like really get full. Lots of information there. This was like such a great interview as well. I always like hearing from Streets LA. All right, now let's talk about Jenna Miscavige. Jenna is back on YouTube creating content. She's going to be answering questions and is saying, hey, get in her comments, ask questions, and she'll take up as many of those as she can. Jenna shared yesterday. We're going to take a look at a clip and then we're going to talk about this because it's just, well, let's just hear it from Jenna first.
We basically worked 35 hours a week doing heavy labor, gardening.
Now, of course, I'm like, let's watch it, then I'll talk, and I talk right away. Jenna's talking about, she had a flower business. She makes these grows these amazing flowers, puts them in these amazing arrangements as well, and then she would sell the flowers. And she's talking about how she learned how to do that, how to garden and do those things with flowers. And it was actually when she was a child slave laborer between the ages of 6 and 12, where children were used to do the work that she's talking about here in the video. Keep that in mind. She was between the ages of 6 and 12.
You know, we planted trees. We actually had many fields where we would grow the vegetables for the meals for the staff at the international base. And we also grew a few flowers. We grew zinnias. And so that's kind of where I learned about that. And we even like fertilized, we did irrigation, we dug trenches for irrigation, we cut pipes, we glued the pipes together. We, we did different things to stop gophers from getting to the crops. And it was just so interesting because that's everything I needed to know for that business.
What, as it's so horrifying, and I'm glad that she shares it and she's speaking on it. And at the same time, I love that she took these skills that she learned as a child, which should have never happened in the first place, but she's taken that and she used it. She used that. She improved upon it and used it to create something beautiful through flowers and art. I mean, it's really art what she does. So I'm glad Jenna's doing this. Go over to Jenna Miscavige, get into the comments, send her your questions that you have. And I know she's going to be trying to do this every day and answering different questions. I totally love this. I love it. Oh, and she shares some of her flowers. It was fantastic. I love that too. Hey, oh no, Nora. I think I just saw you zoom by there. Thank you so much for being here. I think I saw Rika too. There's Nora. Hey. All right, let's keep it going here. Yep, Sandy, I agree. Jenna has created a beautiful life from such a difficult childhood. I'm in awe of her resilience. I am too. She is so determined. Nothing stops her. It's amazing to watch at times. I agree, Nora. Jenna is a real one. Absolutely. I continue to be amazed at how so many growing up in Scientology are able to create a different lives for themselves, even while still working through a lot of those issues. And as I say it, I laugh because I know I am among those same people, but I see it from, like I'm here and I'm looking at it over there and I'm just totally amazed by it. Absolutely amazed. All right, let's take a look now at, do you guys watch Whitney Cummings? She was doing her, I think she has a podcast and is also here on YouTube, and of course got to talking a little bit about Shelly Miscavige and Scientology. So we're going to take a little peek at that.
And I was looking for Shelly Miscavige.
Where is she? Where is she?
Here's what I'll say.
Yeah, please.
I think the bitch is at like Neiman Marcus in Houston. Like she is not, I don't think she's at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
She's, I don't know. Epstein Island still has the mosque. She's probably in there having a lovely time. I don't think she's like a good person just because she's a woman. I think she's the Serena Joy of Gilead.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
And for those that don't know, that's from a reference from the Handmaid's Tale. And Serena Joy was the wife of one of the main guys who was implementing this whole ridiculous system with handmaids. So she was there next to him, being part of it, even though at times you could see her whole internal struggle about a few things, but still she was doing it. So I thought that was an interesting way of looking at it. And, you know, my personal belief is Shelly Miscavige is doing what it's weird to say she's doing what she wants to be doing, because I would say what's more accurate is she's doing what she thinks she is supposed to be doing. Who knows really what she wants to be doing, but she's doing what she thinks she's supposed to be doing. Would love to hear one day. You know what, maybe one day, I don't know. It'd be great. How great would it be for her to leave and tell all? That'd be wonderful. What do you think? Would that be surprising to you guys? I mean, that would be shocking, but not shocking in a way as well. Hey, Danny, thanks for the super sticker. Hey, good luck too at, I do believe you have court today. Keep us updated on that. Good morning, Aaron over at Growing Up in Scientology. Great to see you here. All right, let's take a look now. Ooh, did I just, hold on a second. I think I might have just accidentally deleted something. Let's see, we got, I did that. We did Jenna, Whitney Cummings. Oh, here we go. Yep. I accidentally deleted this one. Did you see on Confident Chris's stream? This is so crazy that Scientology is out there having Hubbard Way vacuumed. Do you remember the other day we saw them power washing it just not that long ago? Power washing it in the heat of the day, wasting water on a street that hardly any vehicles go up and down to begin with, right? So it's not like it was all, you can say that it was super messy. And now what are they doing? What in craziness, what in the name of Xenu is this about?
You could just use a broom, I guess. Now you're going to use the air hose? I didn't need you in one.
I mean, what's happening here? I just don't know what's happening. Maybe somebody can explain to me in the chat, like, why would you do that? Is it sand that's there and they're getting it up? But seriously, it seems odd to me. Like the obsession sometimes that the Sea Org and Scientology has in certain areas or how things look just really is like, wow, let's put money and effort into that. But let's keep the staff living 3 bunk beds high, one after the other. Let's not improve upon those living conditions, but let's go out and vacuum Hubbard Way. That is a good use of our time, money, and resources. Let's do that. Let's do that. You know, I don't think hippie chick that the person doing it, I think, I want to say, look like it might be a company that was hired. I don't know for sure. So hard to say if it's somebody who's being punished or not. It's just so weird. It's like so many things. It's so weird. King's Kid said, hiding evidence of a new tunnel. You never know. You never know. Hey, Pearl Snappy, I think I saw you go zooming by as well. Welcome. All right, let's take a look now at what happened when Jessica Palmadessa had the genius idea to change the name from Hubbard Way to Palmadessa Way. Because why wouldn't you do that? Palmadessa Way just has a ring to it. If you're in LA or you're in Hollywood and you're going around and you're like, oh, Hubbard Way, that's why nobody drives down there. Because as soon as you hear it, you're like, ooh, I don't want to go on Hubbard Way. That might lead to a cult. That might lead to me going into the cult. But if it were called Palmadessa Way, that sounds like a place I want to be. So I thought it was really cool that she was doing that. Let's take a look at what happened. First, of course, security rolled up.
Phone going.
It's not his highway. It's public.
Hi, sir. Oh, it's going to be better once the street's named Palmadessa Way instead of L. Ron Hubbard Way. Oh, it's going to be Palmadessa Way. I'm Jessica. And
security. I'm just looking for the
oh, well, I'm about to make some improvements around here.
So just do me a favor.
Yeah.
Don't face it.
The face?
Don't vandalize anything.
Oh, no, I would never.
Obviously, make sure you don't do anything intimidating.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But you're still welcome on the street now that it's Palmadessa Way.
What is Palmadessa?
Oh, I'm Palmadessa. And then that's me. Yes. So I don't like this whole L. Ron Hubbard situation. So we just renaming it, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, but I just want to make sure that you don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, I do stuff illegal all the time, so it's not. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Jessica.
It's a pleasure meeting you too. Thank you.
This guy has no idea what's going on. You know, he's hired security. I don't think he did a deep dive into what's happening, the protest, nothing. He just seemed to be like, what? What's Palmadessa? But he's like, hey, go on about your business. Just do not break the law. But that was absolutely hilarious. And yes, Palmadessa Way is super classy, much improved by her. I would agree. So let's take a look at what it looked like once she officially renamed that street Palmadessa Way. It just has such a ring to it.
Why is it so much tinier? Why is it so much tinier?
We gotta get longer ones. You know.
All right. I didn't expect it to be as tiny as it is. I kind of wish it covered like the
Elron Palmadessa Way.
Yeah. Like I don't want anything to do with Mr. Elron. Hold on, let me just get it on my second camera.
I'm gonna screenshot it for sure.
See what these people think about it. All right.
Make a recap out of it.
So, quick question. I've renamed the road. Do you like it?
Oh, did you rename the road?
Yes, I did. See?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
I think it rocks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Get rid of the L. Ron.
I know. I'm working on it.
Did you hear that? I'd get rid of the L. Ron part. Absolutely. So Palmadessa Way is absolutely wonderful, except when she went to go do some rounds around Palmadessa Way to see what was up and returns. What happened, you say? Somebody stole the sign.
He left the freaking tape hanging around too. Look at this. Yeah, you're a thief. Now I'm gonna have to buy 500 of them and just hang them everywhere.
Yeah, I doubt she's going to take that laying down Scientology, and really Palmadessa Way would give you a good street name. And I saw somebody commented there about, hey, maybe there could be a petition to change the name. Street names can be changed. I don't know where you start, but I think it would be maybe with the city council. Oh, I guess it depends on if it's a city street or a county street, that whole deal. But I love the idea of changing that name. All right, let's take a look now at Cubs champion 16, who is out doing some live streaming, checking out what Scientology was up to, putting up some posters, and lo and behold, someone who we can only assume to be a Scientologist was not about that life. No, he wasn't. He was not about that life. It was actually, he was struggling, though, to get the sign down, which, you know, you got to probably practice a few times in removing signs till you really get it down. Check it out. This man is pulling it on it so hard. I mean, let's be honest. The way he was tugging at it, it looked like he was trying to jerk off an elephant. I mean, you get some scissors or something, or just like unwrap it. He was like, seriously. But Not a problem because the Cubs champion 16? I just got rid of it. I'm the worst at the names. Was saying that, you know what? I'm just going to put up more. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Now let's go over to New Orleans, where Moose on the Loose is in New Orleans. I think he's from there. We've seen him out protesting in Seattle. We've seen him at one or two other Scientology organizations, and he was out in New Orleans finding the Scientology mission and looking to see like who's there, how busy is it, what's the deal, what's happening, maybe ask them about Scientology.
Oh, 2 people. 2 people, y'all. Hello. Three. We got 3 people. Oh, yeah, that's her. Oh, should I tell her? I don't think she locked it. Okay, there we go. Huh.
Looks to be, we have 3 ladies here who I'm going to, could be staff members, could be maybe doing a course, likely staff members because they were locking up and just coming out of the building and going to their cars.
I want to make it look like I'm actually. You ready?
Are y'all with the Church of Scientology? I've heard a lot about y'all. I'm here to pick. What y'all believe in?
They believe in not telling you what they believe in because we all know. Say it with me, chat. The first rule of Scientology is we don't talk about Scientology. Read a book, buy a book, and then read a book. All right, let's now go over to Florida to, I believe this is in St. Pete, where we're going to look at. Aaron, growing up in Scientology, was out there giving us a look. Oh my gosh, talk about like literally trashy. It's so trashy. Take a look at this.
This is so crappy. I could actually spruce it up a little bit by popping a squat right here and taking a dump on the sidewalk. God knows everyone else does.
Okay, I'd like to see that.
No, let's see.
Actually, no, I would not like to see that.
Trying to get into the shade so we can see inside here. I mean, this is completely abandoned. Andrew B is asking, is it really closed for good? Actually, you know what, guys? The lights are on.
I mean, look at that. They've got the panels set up that they show. The lights are on, so it really seems like it's being used. They've got the signs up. Go to, find them on their little television channel.
Historic properties.
It's just weird. But the biggest thing, hold on, let's see this part here. Yeah, outside the front, there have been other people who've been here before, and we've seen this view of in front of by the door where you can, around the corner there, you can see the garbage. It's a whole pile of garbage. There's all kinds of debris around there. Do you guys and you know what? Osa, wake up. You have to talk to your people. This is in St. Pete. L. Ron Hubbard, your founder, Hail Xenu, said, and I'm pretty sure this is a quote or very close to it. They know us by our mest, matter, energy, space, and time, the physical manifestations of things around us. They know us by our things, by our stuff. Your leader said this. So you're supposed to keep things clean and make it look like it's a really nice place. And it doesn't take a lot to just get out there with a broom and do some sweeping. And maybe if you clean it up a little up front, put some planters out there. Even, you know what? Use your fake plant tech. I am not opposed to fake plants. I love them. I'm going to be honest. Every plant in my house is faux, except for plant back there. Plant. Well, I take that back. There is a couple more, but I'm probably going to be giving them to my daughter to take care of because I'm not good at it. But I'm doing my best with plant because I really like plant. And I'm doing this thing where plant's now growing across that table there. I think it'll work. Anyways, I digress. But you got to let them know, Osa, that they need to clean these things up because we're just going to keep making fun of it. Y'all are nasty. It's nasty. Get out there with a broom. It's nasty. That is not the way to happiness. And being dirty like that when you got neighbors and the public going by, it's Florida. It's like supposed to be nice. You guys got tourists and stuff. That is not aloha. Clean it up. Okay, Osa, you may return to your nap. I know that you are overworked, underpaid, and potentially malnourished. And side note, I haven't said this in a while, just so you know, my little babies, if you want to come out, we will help you. Absolutely. You can leave. We will help you. I'll make fun of you, but you know I'd be the first person here saying, hey, let's get you out of there. Yeah, it's nasty. Exactly, you guys. Exactly. But are we surprised? I think we're kind of not. Oh, you guys, did you see what Jeff over at PTS for Life did? Did you all see what Jeff did? Scientology and their drug education program is being fact-checked by, I believe it's the Department of Education in California. It's being fact-checked by California. Scientology takes this drug education program under their front group, the Foundation for a Drug-Free World. And then they have those booklets and they have these things for educators. Because let's be real, educators in most schools are looking for things that they can share, that can help their students, but they don't always have the budget for that. And Scientology preys on that by going and sending in these, their whole Foundation for a Drug-Free World, drug education BS. Well, California ain't having it. They just went and fact checked it. And Jeff at PTS for Life did a whole video on it. Oh my gosh, it was so great. Let's take a look. We're going to take a look at just a little bit of this, but you got to go watch the whole thing.
Four chemicals in marijuana smoke can stay in the body for months or even years. And this is very basic.
Number one, don't we wish? That is not true.
Based on clear body, clear mind. This is like the whole idea of the purification rundown. Also, marijuana contains THC, a neurotoxin, a poison that damages nerves. This is important. When someone smokes pot, it makes two things happen. There's almost an immediate burnup of vitamins and minerals in the body. Immediate. Can you imagine believing that? Like you smoke a joint, you take a puff, and all of a sudden, all of your vitamins and minerals are just gone? It just doesn't even make sense. And I'm not a scientist. Number two, the nervous system changes and the nerves in the body go numb. Each time someone gets high, they don't feel quite as high as they did before. And each time they feel a little worse afterwards. That's totally not true. As far as feeling a little worse afterwards.
Yeah, completely. And so through this, it's like, here's information from the from Scientology themselves in their program. And then the people fact checking being like, yeah, that's not true. This, blah, blah, blah. He goes through the whole thing. There's a link to in his description to the actual study that was done, the fact checking above it. But I think this is absolutely fabulous that this was done. Because so much of it is, we've known this, right? That it's just BS. It is a Scientology front group. The whole goal is to get people into Scientology. And it's just not a successful program. There's been a lot of horrors and abuses to come out of the Narconon program. Let's be real. Shauna says, my roommate would have no nutrients left. Exactly. And they're going and, it's like, especially with what we know today about cannabis and it being, the medical uses throughout all of Canada. I'm pretty sure, I think recreational is legal all over Canada. And we've got like half the states in the US now that have recreation and even more who have medical. Catch up, Scientology. That's another one. Osa, wake up. You might want to update your information because it's just not true. And there's even more in there that you're being called out on and fact checked. You might want to, maybe it's time to do Golden Age of Tech for the redo for your drug program. Better yet, you don't do it at all. But I'm just saying it may be time to you got to rethink this. It's not a good look. It's just not a good look. Not a good look, Osa. Not a good look. Pearl Snappy says, Osa needs some gummies. They should, find out for yourself. I think they would quickly realize oh, wait a minute, that's not true. Do you feel your nutrients all gone? All right. Now, people, we so have to talk about this Rebecca Minkoff. Rebecca Minkoff, Scientologist, right? Also on The Real Housewives of New York. She's been taping and recording with them. From a Scientology family, her brother is a well-known OSA spy out in the public doing their work. Her father is none other than David Minkoff, Scientologist, Dr. Lisa McPherson, tied to her, had to pay out a bunch of money in the wrongful death, now involved in a wrongful death suit for Whitney Mills, who's a Scientologist, beautiful young woman, did not get the mental health treatment that she needed. And she ended up unaliving herself in a tragic and horrific way. So here's the deal. Let's take a look at this, because I just want to say too, I'm going to be petty for just a second. Do you remember when this first came out about Rebecca Minkoff joining the Real Housewives? And I got on, I was like, this is amazing. We need to support this. We need to keep it going. I hope she gets the show, all that. A few of you emailed me like, why would you support a Scientologist? And I'm like, oh, honey, come close. All of the scandal connected to her father and Scientology will come out and be introduced to an entire new audience in the Bravoverse. This is the best thing, because exposure, putting more light on it, it's going to come out. And that is what is happening. So I just want to give you a little bit of a, I told you so. That this was and is a good thing. So let's take a look at this. This is an article from Radar Online. Revealed Real Housewives of New York star's Dr. Dad sent text messages to mentally ill Scientologists warning, quote, drugs could numb her, and claimed church's dead leader, L. Ron Hubbard, was supporting her from beyond the grave. So here is Rebecca Minkoff. This is Whitney Mills. Let's take a look at one of these text messages here. I wish I could make that bigger because the print is so small. Okay, so here's an example. So this was a conversation between Whitney Mills and Dr. Minkoff, who is the father of Rebecca Minkoff. And she just kept asking for help with her mental state. He says, got it. Drugs could numb you, but you are OT. Remember, operating Thetan. Put TR0 in. Okay, people, TR0 is training routine 0, where you're just supposed to be there comfortably with your eyes closed in front of another person. Put your TR0 in. That is basically Scientology speak for knock off your whining and just deal. It's a sensation. It's noise. It has no power over you. Keep in mind, this is her physician, who is a doctor. When she's made, please help me. Is there anything more we can do with the mental health side of this? The mental part of it. It's crippling. It's overwhelming. It's noise. It has no power over you. That's the truth. Eye of the tiger. You are loved. I mean, that part's nice. You have friends and L. Ron Hubbard. Duplicate it. Dissolve it. That is your power. You can be tone 40. Okay, tone 40. L. Ron Hubbard laid out this chart of emotions where you'd have body death, but even emotions below that, because Thetans aren't bodies, right? And then, you got like anger, antagonism, boredom, cheerful, and just goes on and up. Then there's tone 40, where you are kind of all knowing, and your intention just cuts through everything. It is next level, being content and powerful. So he's basically telling her, just get into this Zen state, because you're an operating Thetan. She was at operating Thetan level 8, the highest you can go in Scientology on the what? The bridge to total freedom. Yep. High as you can go, but still saying mentally, I know something's not right. I need help. She reaches out to her physician, and this is what he tells her. You think he would have learned after Lisa McPherson, but apparently Dr. Minkoff, father of Rebecca Minkoff from the Real Housewives of New York. No, he did not. He did not learn. That is your power. You can be tone 40 with your TR0. That's you as cause. I know you can. Much love, DM, which is David Minkoff. Now, side note here real quick. The DMs. David Miscavige, David Minkoff, Danny Masterson. It's just weird. I'm just saying. All right. So let's take a look here now. Hey, Kellycopter. I thought I saw you. Okay. So it goes on to talk about how David Minkoff, a doctor in the Church of Scientology, and the father of fashion designer Rebecca Minkoff, warned a patient suffering from severe depression before she unalived herself that, quote, drugs could numb her, and insisted she had the spiritual support of late Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. Screenshots of text messages obtained by RadarOnline.com reveal. According to a wrongful death lawsuit filed by family members last month in Pinellas County, Florida, Whitney Mills was 40 years old when she attempted to set herself on fire before inflicting herself with a gunshot wound on May 12, 2022. Let's see. In the months leading up to her death, Mills, a top-ranking Scientologist, was treated by Dr. Minkoff, who the family referred to as an alternative medicine doctor. Minkoff, whose daughter recently joined the cast of The Real Housewives of New York, also holds a high rank in the church and has been accused of malpractice in the past. Yes, Lisa McPherson. The physician misdiagnosed Mills with cancer and Lyme disease, and medical experts hired by her estate revealed that she was actually suffering from severe anxiety, depression, brain fog, brain inflammation, and a host of other problems. The lawsuit against the Church of Scientology alleged. The family also accused Minkoff of extorting Mills for more than $20,000 for highly questionable alternative treatments rather than properly treating her. In February of 2022, she'd been suffering chronic, daily debilitating headaches, hallucinations, depression, lethargy, and feeling like her skin was on fire, and sought help from Dr. Minkoff, the suit says. She sent a text message complaining, "The pressure in my head is so intense," and asked, "Will this go away when the Lyme is gone?" Minkoff responded, "Yes. Did you start the ivermectin?" Mills responded that she had started taking ivermectin, which the doctor allegedly gave her to treat a parasite he diagnosed her with. She later found out she did not have babesia, which I believe is like the parasite. Meanwhile, Mills' condition was so severe that she often found it difficult to leave the home or do regular daily activities, such as bathing, per court documents, after begging Minkoff constantly for help with her mental health. Mills wrote to her doctor in April 2022, "Is there anything else for the mental part?" That was a quote. "Is there anything else for the mental part? I'm seriously experiencing some mental illness." This is Whitney Mills saying this. "This is my biggest symptom, is the mental part." She was pleading with him for help. What did he do? He did what I just read you in that text message. Just get your TRs in. Just be tone 40. You're an operating Thetan. The level of quackery in Dr. Minkoff's response is nothing short of astounding, the family's lawyer argued, noting that the physician assured his patient that her condition has no power over you. That's the truth. Eye of the tiger. You are loved, the doctor continued. You have friends and L. Ron Hubbard. Friends would have gotten her help. Friends would have made sure when she was pleading over and over and over again about how strong the mental health issues were, she would have gotten the proper help, which Scientology doesn't have. But because he's a Scientologist, his belief in Scientology wouldn't allow him to. He can't prescribe medications that, an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety, or send her to a psychiatrist to be evaluated to get the help that she needs, because he's a Scientologist who didn't learn his lesson with Lisa McPherson. So text messages are coming out. Radar Online is exposing it. Meanwhile, his daughter's on The Real Housewives of New York. I think people should ask her about it, frankly. But this is absolutely disgusting. And yes, Adrian, he is still practicing, as far as I know, as an alternative medicine doctor. Lily, thank you for becoming a member. Hip, hip, hooray, and a big mahalo. Yeah, it is absolutely. It's just gross. But it's coming out. It's being exposed. And Rebecca's role on The Real Housewives of New York is going to bring even more attention to it. So still, I say, do it. Pick her up. I hope she brings it, because that's the only way she's going to get to stay on the show. And I would really like her to stay on the show, because, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much. Lady Jane out. Great question. Is there a reason why she didn't seek help from a different doctor? That's her doctor. He's a respected Scientologist, the go-to for many of the operating thetans. I cannot speak for her, so I cannot tell you what her reasons were for not going to another doctor. I want to be clear about that. I will speak on it from the viewpoint of somebody who was in Scientology. When you have that go-to person that your church is telling you, go see this doctor, which they do recommend him. And then you have, he is also, he is on the Scientology bridge to total freedom. It's like, why wouldn't you trust him, right? He's a Scientologist and a doctor. Many Scientologists in Scientology, you want to surround yourselves by other Scientologists. You find Scientologist physicians, you find Scientology dentists, all of it, all those things. So that's what I know about that. I can only speak of it from my point of view there. All right, let's grab some of these here. Let's see. Tommy Toontown. Jennifer Congress. I love that. James still says, I vacuum my walls and my dog. Yeah. I have one of those things too, where you can groom your dog, but it gets sucked into the thing. Okay. So let's see. Oh, okay. Miami Neverin says, I think they were filling in the grout lines and he's responsible for vacuuming the excess. And that's what it appears to be to me. Could be. Could totally be. Pause for Andrea. You slacker. Get out there. I must be a slacker. I've never been outside vacuuming and scrubbing the street. Oh, no. Nora says, it's just another way to keep the street closed. They can't con people to come into their cult compound with toys and BS. So they're going to white glove it. You guys, it sounds ridiculous, but I could totally see that being the thinking. Sometimes it's not the simplest reason or possible answer. It's the most ridiculous one when it comes to Scientology. Cool Blue 64. Aren't there hundreds of rooms in that old hospital? Yes. I don't know how many rooms there are. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever known that. If anybody knows, throw it out there in the chat. Amber or Vanessa might know. Any of my ex-friends. I worked in the estates organization, but I do not remember that. Sins of Scientology says, no wonder so many chiropractors are Scientologists. All the Sea Org sleeping on lousy beds must have bad backs. They do. We've seen a lot of the elderly being hunched over, but the thing is, they're not going to be sent to chiropractors for that. They're obviously not. How many elderly people have we seen on Hubbard Way in Sea Org uniforms who are hunched over and struggling? You notice, though, don't you notice that we haven't really seen too many of them lately? After we highlighted it over and over and over again, I have a feeling that they're just being hid away now because we keep commenting on it. Oh, hey, there's Amber. I wish I could show everyone my garden. We have tomatoes, we have cucumbers, we have beets, we have lettuce, the strawberries, we have grapes. That's so cool, Amber. That is very cool. Cubs Champion 16, thanks for showing my video. That guy is definitely a Scientologist. He's there every day and always comes out of the cult building. Lori Helper Scalper, thank you so much for that super sticker or super chat. I still get them confused. Vote Aaron's Fault or Palmadessa Way for the name of the street for L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, that's right. It could be it's Aaron's Fault Way, or maybe it's Aaron's Fault Boulevard. That kind of sounds better. And then Palmadessa Way. I love it. Vote in the chat. Number 1 for Aaron's Fault Boulevard. Number 2 in the chat for Palmadessa Way. Tell me what you think. Bo Beats, No Sheep. Just a quick drive-by hug for you, Nat. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Thank you. One thing I want to do here. Did you guys know that it's Tori Magoo 44's birthday? In fact, hold on a sec. Hey, Lana. Can you come here? What are you doing, by the way? What is that noise? I'm in here doing a live stream, trying to do my job. My sister is out there playing loudly. What was that?
I'm so sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
I mean, they can't hear it. I could hear it. I'm looking over there like, what is she doing? Okay, before I'm going to need you for a happy birthday, but I'm going to look at the chat. Okay, it seems like it's really split, but maybe there's more for Palmadessa Way might be the winner for a new name, and Aaron's Fault Boulevard will just have to be someplace else. Yeah, it definitely seems overwhelmingly like Palmadessa Way would be the one. All right, you guys, before we head out, it is Tori Magoo 44's birthday. Lana is going to join me, and I want all of you to join us. You got to come real close to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. To all of us to join in and let's sing happy birthday to Tori. All right, everybody together, wherever you are. Here, come more this way so we're in the middle.
Okay.
Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tori. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo!
Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Lana is going to we're going to see if I can learn this one hula for Tony's celebration of life luau to just see if I can learn it in time and pull it off. Hey, Lara, happy birthday, Tori. Yes, absolutely. Happy birthday to Tori Magoo 44. She's an absolute treasure. Absolute treasure. Adore her. Thank you, everybody, for singing happy birthday with us for Tori. That was fantastic. Make sure that you hit that like button and you check your subscribe button as well. We're working our way to 21,000. So subscribe. I would appreciate it. In the meantime, everybody, I hope you get out there and have the most amazing cult-free day.